Hola, ¿cómo estás?
How you doing?
How you doing? Get all this stuff loaded up. Boom. Well, we had the tricky triangle. It was as tricky as always, and it should be a fun little podcast here. Oops, just switched to the wrong damn thing. Thank y'all for joining us on the Facebook, YouTubes, or TikTok side, whichever one you want. Now, Facebook and YouTube, if you put the comments down, we can see them and we can actually put them on the screen. Unfortunately, for those of y'all on TikTok, we cannot put it on the screen, but we try to keep up with them as best we can. But yeah, let's roll the intro. Let's get into this.
Oh, you want to roll the intro? I got you, fam.
God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Still down there. Still down there.
Outside corner, you're number one.
Was out. Hell was out. Manager just flat out wrecked him. And then she busted her ass.
And there we go. Another great intro into the actual podcast. How you doing today, Andy?
Uh, I'm doing all right. It was a forgetful evening last night. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Larson fans are definitely not the happiest in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Well,
I had time to cool off. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So jump into
yeah,
it.
we got a good bit to talk about. Sorry, getting notifications all over the place.
Yo,
What up,
what up,
Dakota? How's it going,
couple?
brother? It was pretty good racing weekend overall. I really enjoyed the racing this weekend. We'll talk about Larson in a bit. I enjoyed the
Bitch.
racing.
Bitch, we're gonna talk about that.
I'm on that same page, Dakota. Unfortunately, if you saw our TikTok video, if you haven't seen it, go check out our TikTok after this podcast. And Andy threw together some Denny Hamlin not taking it too rough on Larson video, and it's pretty funny in my opinion. But it's doing good so far. We had a good race weekend. No drama whatsoever, right? It was just plain.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there. I didn't see any drama whatsoever. Damn it. Fix your internet. Good racing for sure, other than the last bullshit caution not being thrown. Yeah. Let's just jump into this cup
Connection.
race. Because it seems like the cup race is what everybody's here to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone wants to talk about Cup because it had the fireworks, as we shall say. But we had more racing action than just that. I didn't get to watch too much of the other races because I was still getting back from work, finally being off for a little bit.
The internet of yours is shitty, buddy.
Hold on. I'm going to switch it over to my phone because it's bad. It's just lagging me right out.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, we're going to run down the Xfinity race. You didn't talk much, or you didn't see much of the Xfinity race?
No.
So we had
I'll be right.
We had a interesting Xfinity race. I'm pulling up the results here. Let's see. Austin Hill, the guy that we think should have won, he won, and I thought it was a epic finish to the race. Now, Austin wasn't really the guy to, I guess, dominate that race. We had other guys that were dominating. I'm trying to look here. Josh Berry, that's right. So Josh Berry was he was the guy that dominated that race. He led 51 laps. I believe he won both stages. Yes, won both stages. Dominated the race, and just could not keep it together there towards the end of the race. Had some JRM cars get into it. We had one JRM car actually finish in the top 5, and it was Sam Mayer, finished second. Where you at, David? You ready? You ready?
Let's see.
Oh, I got 2 Davids.
No, we're about to have only one.
There we go.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
You should have had this shit figured out.
Not enjoying. There we go. A little bit more of a wide angle to see all of this. I don't know what in the world's going on with my internet right now. I got plenty of connectivity, but for some reason when it comes to here, it just does not want to work. But all right. Sorry about that, everybody. Try to focus on this one.
Well, I was talking about how Josh Berry dominated that race, led 51 laps, and blew it at the end. Austin Hill got the win.
Yeah, I mean, I get the bits I did get to see was when Josh Berry won the first stage. I didn't get to see him win the second.
Here we go again. That's exactly what it is. Oh, boy. David, you're letting me down. I think we need somebody else in here that can be a better sidekick than David here. Joseph, you want to jump in? Anybody on TikTok want to jump in? This is terrible. I think we lost David altogether. Sure, let's go. All right, buddy. I'm going to send you the link then. Stand by, everybody. Dakota, you want to join in, buddy? I know you want to talk shit on Kyle. All right. Why we get a new guest in here? I don't know if you can hear me. My phone is fucked. We're going to find out it's better than David's fucking shitty-ass internet. I know. I'm on my own. Thank you, Terry. Terry, you want to join in? I'll send you a link, too. Let's see. I can tell you I did not watch any of the truck race, but I heard and saw that there was a awesome finish at the end. Kyle Busch had a last lap pass on Corey Heim. I saw the highlights of that. That was fan-fucking-tastic. Come on, Terry. Why don't you jump in? You a couple bears deep. Kyle is the new Earnhardt. Kyle Larson or Kyle Busch? I don't trust you.
The entire thing just shut down. I'm on cellular now. I don't know what in the world happened.
Oh, look at that. We got Denny Hamlin in the chat.
What up?
Yeah, your audio's terrible.
There we go. It's the best I can do for mine.
What is that behind you?
There we go. Big fan. Big fan.
Fuck you, Denny Hamlin.
God damn, dude. Talk about a great cluster of an episode to start out with.
Yeah, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible.
I have absolutely no clue what in the world is going on with internet. Just went completely out. Can't even use my laptop for anything right now. It's basically a paperweight.
Oh, look at that Jeff Gordon clock in the background.
Jeff Gordon cock where?
Are you at your mom's house?
Dude, you recreated your room.
The almighty Jeff Gordon is watching me sleep at night.
Yeah, your phone is way fucked up, dog.
Excuse me, sir. Are you talking through a potato?
Can you do sign language? Oh, just lost a flag. This episode is a fucking train wreck. Oh.
Sorry, everyone. This is how professional we are.
And we got a good crowd on TikTok too. We're here for the antics.
They're just here to watch
All of our new followers from our viral video today.
I agree. There we go. All right.
Well, we're gonna let's just jump into this cup race while we still have something to talk about.
Yeah, because everything else is crashing and burning. All right. So oh, dear baby Jesus.
Oh
And
god,
he gave up.
this is terrible. This is terrible.
So we apologize for everyone watching right now.
I don't
This
apologize for
is
shit.
much,
This is just the comedy
much
show now.
worse than it normally is. Oh my Lanta, this is horrible.
All right, so Denny Hamlin won the Cup race last night at Pocono, and he ruffled some feathers.
How much tape did he use to win? Do you think?
How much what?
How much tape do you think he used to win?
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he was not cheating, because there was no way nobody was passing anybody. You had clean air, you weren't passing anybody.
So, did the tape help last time?
No,
Not at all.
I
So
think everybody would agree it didn't help last time.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this is 2 races back to back at the old tricky triangle that Denny has won, except for the last one, he didn't have to pit maneuver Larson in some cases or some people's opinions to win.
Yeah. So, sorry, distracted by my children on the floor.
I can't believe you want to start there.
What?
I thought we would start with Priest.
No, let's just get out of the way. Let's talk what everybody's here for. So, did you listen to Actions Detrimental?
I have not listened to the new Actions Detrimental or DBC.
I don't go shit about DDC. Actions Detrimental, though, they jumped right into it and they talked about it, and it was probably 30, 45 minutes that they just talked about the incident with Kyle. I was very frustrated with how it happened. Now, Denny made a fantastic point. I know you weren't able to hear it yet, and you will hear it, but Denny made a fantastic point, 30 minutes into it or whatever, and he said that this is the new NASCAR, and this is just what we're going to have to accept, that we are going to have to be super aggressive when it comes to passing and when it comes to getting the lead in those situations. That's what they got to do. There's no more taking it easy or giving respect to guys. I mean, you have to take every little bit that you can. And so, given that and the aero situation with these cars, I don't fault Denny for what he did. The frustrating part is that twice this year now, he's raced Kyle that way and put Kyle in situations. Now, look, Kyle is going to do the exact same thing to anybody else on the track. Yep. But it seems like we can tally up how many incidents Kyle's had with other guys, but it seems like it's Bubba Wallace, Kurt Busch, at Talladega, Justin Haley at the Clash. You know, it's not just one guy that he's gone after.
Yeah,
It's instances. It's not like he's just singling one guy out, but it seems like Larson and Hamlin, they can't get away from each other, and Larson's been on the bad receiving end of that. So, yeah, I was frustrated yesterday, but
that's kind of the spot he put himself into, though. When you look at it, Denny Hamlin, he's saying that now, but earlier this year when it came to Ross Chastain, it was a different talking point. So he's only saying this now because he's winning. Winning fixes and cures everything. Yeah. He's racing for the win. Let's just be honest here. They're racing for the win. Larson will always race for the win. He doesn't care who it is. It just lately Toyota and Chevy are kind of the breed right now for winning races. And so they just keep getting around each other, and that's why it keeps being Denny and Larson, because between Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Larson, Byron, I mean, that's your top 4 in a bunch of races this year, and they're just from those 2 different camps. So, I mean, it's bound to happen. Denny's only saying that way now because it's in his favor. That's all it is. It's
yeah, and Denny said it in his post race, and he said it today on Actions Detrimental too. That if the roles were reversed, the exact same thing would have happened. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Kyle wouldn't have done the exact same thing, because he probably would have. And you know what? I would be cheering him on, because fuck Denny Hamlin. That's the way I feel about it. But if the shoe was on the other foot, yes, that's just what's going to happen. But Denny said it the best, that this is the new NASCAR. This is, get used to it, because it's so hard to pass now, especially with the aero that these cars have. That you get next to somebody, and that's exactly what's happened. Is you get next to somebody, it causes the 2 cars to get tight. It is what it is. And so, look, like I said, I was frustrated about it yesterday, hearing Denny's side of it. The only thing that I wish Denny, and I don't feel like he's owning up to it. Do you feel like they made contact?
So on TV, it looks like they did. Yeah. However, there's no body shake. When you watch, whenever they hit each other, I don't see body shake. I definitely see what looks like Larson bouncing. However, I don't see any body shake from Denny at all. So I almost wonder if maybe he hit just the side of the wheel, because the wheel was turned, and maybe bounced off of it. I don't know. I don't see any body shake from Denny.
I think they were like literally side by side, to where if you look at the bodies, the fender wells, they jut out. They're the widest part of the car. I think they literally smacked. Like, it wasn't like the fender hit the door. It was like fender to fender. It was a flush hit. And I don't think it obviously wasn't a hard hit, but they did touch. And I think Denny's just, I don't know, he's trying to defend himself a little much. I think he could say that they did touch.
He's remembering earlier this year, because earlier this year, when he took the air off of Larson and caused Larson to wreck, he didn't touch him. That was just taking the air off the back of the car. Yeah. So maybe getting them mixed up. I don't know, but it looks like they touch. However, I like I said, I didn't see any body shaking. Usually with those cars, with the bodies, you can typically see like a wave in it when they hit each other because of it flexing. So I don't know. If they did, I agree with you. It's probably real light, something just like the fenders just touching, or maybe it's the tire touching tire. I'm not sure. Yeah. But
I think, look, Denny doesn't have to apologize for what he did. We got to remember too that Denny was going for his 50th career win. He was going for the record at Pocono, 7 wins at Pocono.
And then wasn't it Joe Gibbs is like
it was Toyota's 600th win in motorsports. So there was a lot of big win scenarios there with that win. So Denny did what he had to do. And
I'm not going to blame him. That's the same thing that Ross did earlier in the year, where he's racing hard at the end of the race. The person that's going to win is the person that doesn't wreck.
We have seen this same thing play out between Larson and Bubba last year, Las Vegas. They got real tight together. Of course, Bubba bounced it off the wall. We saw it between Ross and Noah at Kansas earlier this year. Same thing happened. And we saw it with Chase and Hamlin at the 600. So again, this is just the way things are going to be now. These guys, they're using aero to their advantage, especially the way these cars drive. Hey, if you don't like it, stop watching. I liked it. I didn't like the results because it obviously hurt my guy. But
Yeah,
hey,
I enjoyed the race overall, though. I mean,
I thought it was a great race.
The Tricky Triangle, whenever they, especially restarts or shit shows, I mean, we all know that. It's just like a road course. They go 4 or 5 wide and they dive bomb into that first turn. That's just what they're going to do. But they did a pretty good job of staying controlled. I mean, obviously, we saw some different wrecks from different people. No talent Dylan's out there and other pieces. But for overall, like, I like Pocono. I really like watching that race transpire. Chase was doing a very good job of running down to the bottom and cutting, 2 or 3 spots every single restart. He ended up getting up in the top 5 there for a little bit. I can't remember where he finished. He finished 10th. So he finished in the top 10 after having to start in the back of the field. Obviously, he wrecked in qualifying.
And real quickly on Chase, another race Chase has been in, no stage points.
Yeah, and that was his thing. Like, he can rattle off 50. Now, Watkins Glen is his last savior. There is no – I don't feel like it's possible to point in. So I think Watkins Glen is his last hope, and I don't think he wins it.
I'm going to go ahead and say there's no way he can point in now because he came into this weekend minus 60 to the cut. He left this weekend minus 56. He gained 4 points just in one race. So that's not enough. I mean, he's got to step it up. The guys that he was chasing I know Allmendinger was one of them. He had stage points. Bowman got 5 stage points.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Haley, he got 8 stage points. So, I mean, there's guys that Chris Buescher got 9 stage points in stage 1. So, a lot of these, and Michael McDowell, 6 stage points. So, again, a lot of these guys, they're this is all messed up.
McDowell,
Eric Jones got 10 stage points in stage 1.
No.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so perspective, though, Denny did earn 55 total points for winning that race, for overall. So technically, Chase is a win away, which is why I think he needs a win to get in.
I mean, a win locks you in at this point.
Is what's going to get them. But stage points in Watkins Glen, I don't know. It would come close, and I still think NASCAR is going to pull a Jeff Gordon and get him in there. But we'll see. I hope not.
Yeah, that would be a horrible, horrible thing NASCAR would do to kind of fudge the standings like that. I don't think they should. I know he's the most popular driver, and him not making it would probably hurt ratings. Not even probably. I know it would hurt ratings. How many people do you think would not be watching the playoffs if Chase wasn't in it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why some of the Chase fans are so delusional, and unfortunately, they would cause some problems when it came to watching.
And even if he makes the playoffs, is he going to make a deep run? No.
He doesn't have the playoff points like everyone else does.
He doesn't have the playoff points. As a Chase fan, I don't want to see a rigged way for him to make it. I mean, I don't either. But I mean, he doesn't have the playoff points. He doesn't have the stage points. Obviously, doesn't have the wins, and he just doesn't have the speed. If he had the speed, that would be one thing. But the dude's not even getting stage points in the middle of these races. So if he can't even do that, then what's he going to do when the playoffs are around and he's locked in?
And what was kind of funny to me, and I know it's different, obviously, but what was kind of funny to me is the fact that he raced in the Xfinity. Now, that's his first time since, I believe, 2021 that he's raced in an Xfinity race. And he still didn't even win it. He came in third.
He wasn't even a factor. He finished third, but he wasn't even a factor.
No, it was all because of pit strategy and how he ended up at the end of the race.
And not only that was a Hendrick prepared car. That wasn't a JRM car. That was like Hendrick putting all their eggs in one basket and saying, this is the best of the best that we can put out there. And he didn't do anything.
So I was kind of thinking of it yesterday. And I want to ask, does Chase stay the most popular driver if he doesn't get a win this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think
Absolutely.
Ross is going to start closing
No.
that gap pretty big?
No, nobody's going to beat Chase Elliott as most popular driver. It was just like Dale Jr. Dale Jr. went so many years winning popular driver. What was it, 19 years in a row or something like that? How many years in a row did he go without even a win?
Yeah, but Dale had something Chase doesn't.
The name?
No, personality.
I mean, while it's true, again, there's a lot of Chase fans out there that are just.
How many times do we hear Radioactive with Dale Jr. on it?
Yeah.
How many times do we hear Exert?
I'm not arguing that.
Sympathy even matter?
No.
No.
Hasn't mattered in years.
Nope.
When has it mattered? Honestly.
I don't even know.
You get it. It's like a participation trophy. Look, I love Dale Jr. Dale Jr. is my favorite driver for years,
and he deserves that. He got that. No
but
win.
That most popular driver trophy was just a participation trophy. I mean, he never won a championship in the Cup Series.
It is, but it shows the personalities is what shows what they can do after racing. If Dale Jr. did not have a personality, he would not be running Junior Motorsports as effectively as he is. Now, obviously, he's got Kelly there, so it's not just him. But that personality is what kept him the driver. That's what kept his name. I mean, Earnhardt obviously didn't hurt, but he had personality behind it. Chase doesn't have personality. So if Chase isn't winning races in this, super funded car, how can he stay the most prolific NASCAR driver when you got guys like Ross Chastain coming in doing a phenomenal job?
I'm not arguing that.
So I don't know.
I'm not going to argue that, but would you say that Dale Earnhardt was a more popular driver than Bill Elliott?
Depends on the times and the person you ask. For a lot of people, Bill Elliott was more.
Well, I mean, that showed because Bill Elliott won most popular driver he holds the record for consecutive years winning most popular driver, but Dale Earnhardt won 7 championships.
But Dale definitely had more personality for sure.
Exactly.
But even Bill had more of a personality than his son does. Not much.
I'm giving you a point there. So if Chase doesn't have much personality, Bill didn't have much personality, but Bill won, that he has a record for most popular drivers. That's my point. Like,
yeah,
I think Chase is just going to be a lock every single year until he retires.
We'll see. I think I give it 2 years. If he doesn't win this year and the next year struggles again, I'd say by the end of next year that he will no longer, at least not have the dramatic lead he has.
No, I don't see it. I think Chase is just perennial. He's going to win it year in, year out. He's got such a fan base.
If people just showed up to the races and actually saw his personality in person, that he would have a mass exodus of fans. He wouldn't have his own hauler.
Yeah. All right, let's move back to the actual Cup race. There was a huge altercation at the end of the race, and that was between Ryan Preece and Corey LaJoie. And we had some leaked audio. I wouldn't even say it was leaked audio. NASCAR put it out, but
the dash cam. Yeah,
Preece jumped and ran out of his car over to Corey's and dropped some expletives. A lot of expletives. I actually didn't really hear much of what he said because all I heard was beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, it sounded like they were making a techno drift. But Preece is done being nice. He's done with putting up people's crap this year. He knows that he's on the hot seat because he was given this car and told do better than Custer. And right now, they are the same driver. Cole Custer and Ryan Preece are the same person right now. So he's done with it. Obviously, last week we had McDowell with that incident that Tony talked about. And, they ended up, giving the good old attaboy at the end of it. I don't think the Corey LaJoie one's going to be that way. And the next week, I don't think it's going to end up great for whoever again. He's racing people clean, and people are not racing him clean, especially people that are desperate for the playoffs. But that's kind of the thing. It's time for the playoffs. Everyone's going to be trying to get in. So there's not going to be favors given. So I think it's a little bit Preece, but a lot of bit on just the desperation of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, look, Stuart Haas is a poverty team. this year. I mean, it's embarrassing what Stuart Haas is doing out there, other than Kevin Harvick.
Yep.
I'm really concerned about next year and where Stuart Haas is going to be. I mean, I have high hopes for Josh Berry, but what is Josh going to be able to do that Cole Custer or Ryan Preece or Eric Almirola or Chase Briscoe hasn't been able to do? You know what I mean? Like
He needs teammates that'll be around him in the race, not at the back of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, we had
Briscoe.
Harvick finished 4th
Yep.
yesterday. Almirola finished 12th. And, Eric actually had a quiet race. Nobody ever actually talked about him.
Harrison Burton in 8th actually surprised me.
Harrison Burton, 8th. That was a great finish for him. Ricky Stenhouse finished 7th. Just Ricky Stenhouse just sneaking in, putting points together. He didn't get any stage points, didn't get any playoff points, but look, he's showing consistency.
Isn't he like 15 to 16? 15 to 16 points above the cutoff line right now?
It doesn't matter. He's locked in.
Oh yeah, he won. Yeah, that's right. So yeah.
Another surprise in the race was Ross Chastain. Nobody talked about Ross, and he was like in the 20s the entire race. He finished 13th, but that's not really where he ran.
Yeah, no, he definitely moved up at the end of the race. But it's kind of weird when you start looking at 14th and below. You got names William Byron, Gilliland is actually in 15th, but Brad was like 3rd there for a little bit. I think he got up to 2nd at one point. But he got up there in the front. Allmendinger 17th, Buscher's 18th, McDowell's 19th, and then Larson, of course, coming in 20th after all the fun that he had with Denny. So, I mean, even 21st is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, this is not a good stretch. This race and next race probably won't be very good for Busch either. Now, I sent that that statistic that's just insane for Richmond for Kyle Busch, where he is literally he's only missed one lap in his career when he raced at Richmond. So that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to pick Kyle Busch for this weekend, but it's a short track, and RCR just does not have short track speed. So, I don't think we can expect much from Kyle Busch this coming weekend. Here's something interesting: Cole Custer was in the race yesterday, driving for Rick Ware. He finished 25th, ahead of Chase Briscoe and Ryan Preece.
Yes.
Now, that's not to say that both Ryan Preece and Chase Briscoe didn't have issues, because they did. They both had damage. They were both involved in wrecks. I think Ty Dillon cleaned up Chase Briscoe, didn't he?
Yes, I want to say. Ty Dillon's trash.
Ty almost had strategy to finish top 5 without cautions. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like you look and you see
Ryan Blaney. Yeah, Ryan Blaney. Shout out to Blaney's Spring leading the chat when he was leading for 2 laps. Yeah, that was man. I don't know what to think about Ryan.
Is that what happened to Cindric too? Because Cindric was up front and then all of a sudden anchored. He fell back.
Yeah, I don't know. Blaney finished on the lead lap though.
Yeah, Blaney finished on the lead lap. I think Cindric did. Yeah, Cindric did too.
Blaney was the last car on the lead lap.
Yep, pretty lap down. But I mean, it's interesting to see what's going on out there. Tricky Triangle was definitely tricky. Toyota's ruled the day. I mean, literally all of Joe Gibbs Racing is in the top 10.
Top 5.
Sorry, yeah, top 5. All of 2311 is.
Well, yeah, top 10. Harvick split that up.
Because I think, but yeah, Bubba finished 11th, so that means all of 2311 was in the top 11. So it was a good day for Toyotas. It's literally
I mean, shout out to Ty Gibbs, his first top 5.
Yeah, and obviously equipment deals a lot with that. Unfortunately, we've talked about it multiple times. We wish Gregson was in some better equipment. Obviously, next year is going to be a great reset year. I don't think we're going to see Ty Gibbs and Noah working together very often, but we'll see. But yeah, they just need to get this year done. I mean, he finished in a top 25. I think he finished 22nd for Noah. So I mean, they at least got that.
But there was a restart there towards the end, and I said it in the group chat, the legacy cars. Eric Jones was like 8th and Noah was 10th, and that was like with, I don't know, 10 laps to go or something. It was one of those last restarts. Now Noah slid back, obviously, but Eric Jones, he finished 9th.
Yeah.
Eric showed speed most of the day.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying their best to shake off whatever this is that they got. They're trying their best to shake it off. It's just not working.
Yeah,
just ain't working.
How about Austin Dillon's helmet toss? What do you think about that?
So this dude can't win anything, just like his brother, and he also can't toss to save his life. He was unobstructed, other than the fact that they're at an angle closer to him, and he hits the pavement instead of Tyler Reddick's car.
I'm gonna chalk it up to the hard hit he took.
It's got to be something, because it definitely did not help him. But that was a terrible throw and a terrible hissy fit. You came down into his line. Now I hate the team of Reddick's car because they look like the Gatorade.
Tyler Reddick didn't do anything wrong. That was all Austin Dillon. That was all his fault. I know, a lot of the guys on his team, even Richard Childress, said that little dweeb wrecked us or prick would have wrecked us or whatever, but that's not what happened. I mean, Austin definitely came down, cleared himself out on his nose.
And when he came out of the med center and said, I heard Dale Jr. talk about, blah, 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 I guess I just can't turn. You can turn. You were already turning, and then you turned farther. Literally, Reddick was in the same line the entire time, and then you come down right across his nose. Like,
yeah,
you can't be higher than thou art. Go back to your sitcom and put some more plastic on something and keep going. But just shut up.
It's been a very disappointing year for Austin, obviously, between the penalties and losing the points and Kyle Busch having 3 wins on the year and Austin not having any wins on the year. And the only win that Austin got last year was being pushed to the win by his ex-teammate. Look, how long does Austin continue to go?
Can't be that long.
It's hard to say.
I think time's up. Finally get.
As long as Papa is owner of the team, I think Austin has a ride. I think it's like, how long does Austin continue to want to be a finish subpar? Like, running non-competitive in a race is not fun. I can't imagine it's any fun for anybody. That's why you see a lot of guys we know when they retire or take like a part-time gig, they're like, oh, I want to drive a car that is at least somewhat competitive. You don't want to be a back marker. It's like Justin Haley going to Rick Ware next year. Like,
you got Brad Keselowski running full-time in SRX.
Yeah.
They're doing it because that's where they can recharge, kind of thing. Now, obviously, Dillon, I almost want to see, is it the Dale Earnhardt curse where, he should not have that number, and that's why he's not getting any wins and not finishing? Does he not have the talent? I don't know. Put him in the 29 for a year.
I don't know. I think it's just that Austin Dillon he's a B- driver. Like, yeah, he's going to get some top 5 or top 5s occasionally. He's going to definitely get some top 10s here and there, but he's going to be a 15th place car most of the time.
Probably. All right. Well, you want to move on to picks?
We got one last thing we need to talk about from the Cup race, though.
What's that? That
late race should have been a caution, but then they threw the caution after the white because Ryan Preece was sitting on the track. There's been a lot of rumbling and talks about that. I read some of social media, and people were, like, I think it was Jeff Burton said on the broadcast, they're booing because, the NASCAR didn't throw the caution, before the white flag. And Dale Jr. instantly says, no, that's not why they're booing. They're booing because, who's winning the race and how he won the race. But look, I understand Pocono is a big track, and they were trying to give Preece the benefit of the doubt to get the car started back up before throwing the yellow. But look, I think you owe it to the fans to finish that race under green. And I think NASCAR just saw enough of these restarts and saw way too much. They thought that, if we throw a caution now, there may be some more cautions. They were probably coming up on their TV windows, stuff like that. So I think they should have played that a little bit better. But look, I don't think that would have changed the outcome of the race. I think we still would have seen Hamlin win.
I think the biggest problem for everyone, and the reason why the majority of those boos were coming, is because it has been a tough time to be a NASCAR fan. We have had rain-shortened races. We have had a city shut down on us to shorten a race. It feels like we have not had a full Cup race that has gone and there was competitive racing till the end in over a month. I mean, you're talking a month and a half, almost 2 months since we had a race that felt like it ended great. And I think that plays into it. I think people just want to see a great green flag ending race, not a caution, not something like the way we had here. They just want a good ending to a race. And so I think that's what played into the boos as well.
Yeah. And look, I understand. I would agree with that. We came off of the Chicago Street Court. Well, we came off of not New Hampshire, but Nashville had the they had rain at the end of that, right?
I think we started, or it's either rain at the end of that, or we started late because of it.
I think it wasn't Nashville. It was Chicago and Atlanta. They were the two consecutive races that were shortened.
Yeah.
So we had Chicago.
Yes.
It was shortened, rain issue. We had Atlanta, shortened, rain issue. It was a fantastic race. We can say what we want to say about the Chicago Street Course race, but the end of that race was very exciting. Would you agree? Yeah, so we had two exciting races there. Then we go to New Hampshire, and it gets rained out. It's a Monday race. A lot of fans weren't able to watch it unless they recorded it like I did. And then Pocono, where it ends under caution. So, yes, we want to see, these races go green all the way to the end. And has it been a tough time to be a NASCAR fan? I wouldn't say that. I would say it's been a tough summer to be, trying to catch the races and, see these things finish out, because Mother Nature just has not been cooperating over the last month and a half. But this summer stretch, we've had some amazing races.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what we got coming up. I mean, obviously Richmond should be a good race. Hopefully, obviously we've talked. The short track package needs 1,000 horsepower, but Richmond did good earlier this year. I enjoyed the Richmond Part 1 this year, so I'm hoping that carries over to Richmond Part 2.
It's a weird time to be racing at Richmond. I mean, the end of July. Normally, the Richmond race is normally end of August, right before the playoffs start. So this is kind of a weird time to be racing at Richmond. I know it's a day race, so hopefully it's hot, it's slick. Who knows what we're going to see. Let's make some picks for Richmond.
All right. Do we have everyone racing, or let's see?
I don't think trucks are racing. Yeah, trucks are racing. Not that I care. Saturday night.
Yeah, we got everybody. Everybody grading.
Well, no, Xfinity is Road America.
Yes. Sorry, yes. Golly, that's 5 p.m. race too. I miss Road America. Still do. Still miss Road America.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that the broadcast guys were talking about this coming weekend and said, Xfinity guys are going to be at Road America. And they're like, that's always a great race. And I'm just sitting there like, why'd we take it away?
Because NASCAR wants its money from other things. But all right, let's choose Xfinity first, just because they're not at Richmond. Who you got winning at Road America for Xfinity?
I'm gonna go a little Gator, Justin Allgaier.
Justin Allgaier?
Yeah.
So I know obviously he's won a lot this year, so it's kind of hard picking him again. But I'm gonna go John Hunter. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him for this.
It's not a bad pick. I mean, it's low hanging fruit, but it's not a bad pick. Toyotas are fast.
Yeah, I mean, Toyotas are fast, and he's done decent at road courses. So I'm gonna pick him for this one.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad pick. I like it.
All right, Craftsman truck. Who you got?
Oh hell, I don't know. I'm not even gonna watch it probably. So they don't even entry list. So I'm just gonna have to take a guess here.
I'm gonna go with Rhodes. I'm gonna go with Ben Rhodes. He's gonna get out of his funk and finally get a short track win this year.
Corey Heim. I'm just going to Corey Heim. He got shat on at the end of that race. Pocono, old KFB, passed him on the last lap. So Corey's going to redeem himself.
Not a bad pick. All right, who do you got for Cup? Because I know both of us would love to pick KFB, but KFB has not been a factor with RCR at a short track. So I think we both agree on that. And there is a racer that's on fire this year that does really well at this track that I think can get this win. So I'm going Martin Truex.
You motherfucker. Yeah, Martin was going to be my choice. Dude, Martin could have right now. Martin could have 5 or 6 wins. I think he's really kind of set himself aside as the other guy that's going for the championship. We've got William Byron, Martin Truex. Those are the guys to beat.
I mean, who's been hotter these last couple, this last month? It's Martin by a hair. Now, Byron has been hot all year, and Truex kind of coming on a lot more recent. But, I mean, those are got to be your top 2.
Yeah. I'm going to go for the guy I'm wearing the shirt with right now.
Larson? Oh, Harvick. Okay. He won.
Old Happy Harvick. He won it last year.
Yeah. So, that's not
last year. I think Kevin, he showed speed this weekend at Pocono. Him and Kyle had that offset strategy that, so Kyle got spun by Bell, in the middle or beginning of stage 2. And they offset him and Harvick pit and came out and flipped the stage and everything. So they got their track position and everything back. And but before all that, Kevin was fast in practice at Pocono, qualified top 5. He's my pick. I'm locking him in.
He's good. That's a good pick. I mean, I had him in my fantasy last week. I'll probably have him in my fantasy again this week. It's not a bad pick. I mean, obviously, what do you think about Larson? Do you think he's going to get some revenge on Denny this week? Obviously, he win the first race.
No. Yeah, he did win, but no, I don't think he's going to get any revenge this weekend. Kyle's not the one to nut up and retaliate. I mean, yeah, he races aggressive and puts guys in bad situations, but he doesn't retaliate. So, I mean, he's had some instances where he's retaliated, like Justin Haley. Yeah, that was like heat of the moment, but he hasn't been wrecked and then come back six weeks later and wreck somebody in return.
We'll see.
I would like to see it. Are you
going to start racing these guys like that? I guess they're going to have to.
That's really what I want him to do, but I also like that he's just, lets it slide off. He talked about it in his interview, said, I'm going to go race the sprint car on Tuesday and move on. So who knows? Yeah.
We got to go to one of the sprint car races he's at. We got to make that happen.
I agree.
But all right, well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Yeah, man, that's all I got.
All right, a little 50-minute episode this week. Thank y'all so much for joining us. If you're still here, got a couple people here on the YouTube, Facebook side. I can't see what's going on TikTok. So if you're still on over there, thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all hit that follow button. Really appreciate everyone, and we're going to keep doing this every week. Content should start picking back up again now that my schedule is finally getting more normal. I don't know about Andy's, but I'm at least going to be able to get the news videos back out again. So we'll see how everything goes. Thank y'all for joining us, and make sure y'all hit up our sponsors if you need them. We got forgot again. Got the Kanga coolers. FASCAR 10 is the code to get 10% off. It is cooler than a cooler. You don't need ice. You just put the entire box in the cooler. It's amazing. And then hit the subscribe, hit the like. We appreciate y'all. And until next time, see you.
Later, guys.